Hello and welcome to this Ferris State University Football Week 10 preview. I'm the voice of the Bulldogs, Rob Bentley, alongside Sandy Golston as we get set for the regular season finale. Ferris State going on the road to face Wayne State this Saturday in Detroit. Kickoff set for 1:07 p.m. Eastern Time. And Sandy, the Bulldogs coming in off a big win over Davenport, a battle of top 15 ranked teams, and an impressive performance 28-7 this past Saturday.
Yeah, there were a lot of eyeballs on Top Taggart Field last weekend as the Bulldogs took on Davenport, of course, West Michigan rivals, of course, GLIAC rivals, and then you throw in the added twists of Davenport coming into the game undefeated, and this game, of course, having tremendous impact in terms of maybe not as much the GLIAC standings right now, although Davenport could change that with what they do this coming weekend, but certainly the regional rankings is something that Ferris really benefited from. It helped an already strong strength of schedule for the Bulldogs get even stronger with a win.
Of course, Ferris State in that victory, led by the defense, only allowed 24 rushing yards, less than 200 yards of total offense to the Panthers.
Yeah, the Bulldogs really dominant in some ways on both sides of the ball and in special teams at times, but really the defense, I thought, really came out from start to finish, playing really dominant football, did a good job of controlling the line of scrimmage. Davenport had the one drive early in the third quarter where they looked really good, but before and after that, the Bulldog defense really locked in and took away a lot of things that Davenport likes to do very well. And again, that's a very potent offense in terms of really airing the ball out, multiple wide receiver sets, and really trying to swing that ball around with Jason Whitaker. And so the Bulldogs really did a really good job of getting pressure on Whitaker and doing a good job on the receivers to kind of limit that offense. And then offensively, the Bulldogs, they went back and forth with quarterbacks a little bit, and then eventually they settled in on Malik Mitchell, and he really finished that game strong. He did a good job not only passing the football, which we know he does very well, but he actually ran the football really well. Looked as good in terms of physically as we've seen probably since the first game of the season.
Of course, in terms of the running game, the Bulldogs got that going in the second half as well, led by C.J. Jefferson, Marcus Taylor, two guys that really carried the load in terms of the offensive backfield for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, they did. And we talked about some of the things that they've done to kind of get the ball in the hands of Marcus Taylor quite a bit, and he has really responded to those opportunities. And then we saw C.J. Jefferson. They really worked him into the offense in a variety of ways, and so he continues to play better as well. And, of course, slot receivers always been a huge position for the Bulldog offense, and those are two of the best that we've ever had, and they continued to play well, both running and receiving the football. They were tremendous weapons in a variety of different ways.
Of course, this weekend as the Bulldogs go on the road to Wayne State, always a great crowd to support the Bulldogs down in Detroit. And I know a lot of guys looking forward to going back to Detroit and having a chance to play in front of some Ferris State fans.
Yeah, what can you say? A lot of Bulldogs in Detroit, in the metropolitan Detroit area. There are going to be reunions going on, going to be a lot of faces that maybe haven't seen the Bulldogs in a while, or some that maybe only get to see the Bulldogs once in a while, like when the Bulldogs come to Detroit to play Wayne State, or maybe they make a trip up for homecoming or something like that. So going to be a lot of Bulldogs in the stands. And the last time we were down there, it was a huge turnout of Bulldog fans. We had a really great turnout and a great atmosphere. Bulldogs played one of their best games of the year in that game in 2018. So that was really a great performance there. And I'm really excited to see, because I know we have a lot of Bulldogs from Detroit on the team, and so they're going to be excited to play in front of friends and family.
Of course, Ferris State, the favorite going into that contest against a Wayne State team that's trying to close out the season with a victory. But for Ferris State, not so much in terms of the opponent. It's about the Bulldogs and really getting the momentum going as they look towards the playoffs.
Yeah, it is about momentum. And you looked at it in that game. It was actually 2019 that the Bulldogs last played there. And that was one of those games where, you really look at that and you're like, we want to really be playing our best ball of the year in that game, and this game even a little bit later. So you really want to be playing well. And that's where the Bulldogs feel like they are. You looked at the game that they had against Northern Michigan, and then coming back here and then against Davenport, playing really good football. So they want to continue to play well, continue to get healthier and healthier, and those are some of the things that they've done and we've seen of late. So as the Bulldogs continue to get healthy and continue to hit their stride, things are looking good. Things are looking very promising as the Bulldogs close in on what looks like another NCAA bid.
Of course, the NCAA selections will be announced on Sunday evening, and Ferris State goes into this game ranked second in Super Region 3. You never know what happens, but the one thing the Bulldogs know they can control is really taking care of business and coming away with a victory on Saturday.
Yeah, right now they're sitting at number 2, and that's a good spot to be in. It makes you certainly feel very comfortable, and yet at the same time, you got to take care of business. And so Wayne State is a team that plays hard. They've not had the best record, but they're a team that's going to play hard. They're going to push you. They're going to test you. They're a team that is just going to make you play hard. And so that's what the Bulldogs are going to have to focus on. And if they do that, take care of business, and hopefully the rest will take care of itself. We'll see what happens, around the GLIAC, around the region, and around the nation. But the Bulldogs have certainly what they've done to this point, they put themselves in a really good position.
We'll have all the action for you starting with the Johnson Automotive pregame show at noon on Saturday. Ferris State and Wayne State in Detroit. Kickoff set for 1:07 p.m. You can tune in on Sunny 97.3 and FerrisStateBulldogs.com. This has been the Ferris State Football Week 10 preview.